Hey everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video. Happy Friday. Today I'm going to give you 5 meal prep ideas for your week. So let's get straight into it. The first thing that I'd like to do is start with my grains depending what I'm going to be using for that week. I'm using black beans and Peruvian beans on this time. So what I like to do is I like to soak them for a while, and it's preferably if you do it a night before, but this time I've only did it for probably 2 hours. Now, the other thing that I'm going to start doing is I'm going to marinate all of my meats. We did use salmon on that night, and for that reason, you guys are not going to see how I meal prep that one. But for this week, we had shrimp, ground beef, 2 meals with chicken, and some steak. I did add all the ingredients on the screen, but I'm also going to leave all the ingredients down in the description. So if you guys want to try out these meals, you guys can go ahead and do that. For this marinated, I did try to use my blender, but you will see me that I did transfer that into a food processor. So in case you have a food processor, it's better if you do it this way because all the ingredients are going to be combined. But if you don't have any of those, you can also chop the cilantro really tiny and then combine all the ingredients together. One thing that I learned from last year that I started doing meal prep is that if you're gonna do any marinade, or depending on what type of meal you're gonna make, it's better if you pre-made all of your food before you start doing your meal preps. I did marinate all of my meats and left it in the fridge for about 2 to 3 hours, but it's better if you do it a day before. All of your meats are going to have more flavor that way, and it's just going to be much easier. You're not going to take too many hours on prepping. I did prep this on Monday, and the salmon was for that night. That's why I didn't share it with you guys that meal prepped. And I did 5 meals for Tuesday all the way through Saturday. My idea is that I want to make meal preps from Monday through Saturday, and then obviously Sunday we're gonna have something completely different and obviously continue with meal prepping. This is something that I want to accomplish this entire year because I'm telling you guys, I cut so many hours in the kitchen for this entire week, and I'm just loving it. I have more time. It's much easier. We are a family of 6, and right now, obviously, the kids are homeschooling. They're all going to be homeschooled for the entire year, and sometimes it's really hard because their times are completely different, and when they have lunch, since they are at home, they're not hungry. They don't want to eat all at the same time. They all have completely different schedules. And I am a stay-at-home mom, but obviously I do have other things to do around the house. And what I want to cut in my day, it's being in the kitchen. Another thing that it's been helping me a lot with, it's the cleaning process. The kitchen, it's much cleaner. There is not that many dishes, and all we have to wash, it's pretty much all of their containers. Another thing that we did as well was we put together all the snacks. If you want me to share with you everything that we do for an entire week, let me know down in the comments. I did put together lunch, breakfast, dinner, and also snacks. And obviously you have to accommodate this depending on your schedule, depending on the age of your kids as well. My kids are all boys, and they all range from 11 all the way to 17. And what I made for dinner, it's for the entire family. There is no exceptions. If you have toddlers, if you have little kids, that I know that would be completely different. But this is just a few ideas in case you guys want to start with your meal preps as well. It's not only gonna cut your hours, but it's also gonna give you an idea of how many food you really have to eat. I'm not a professional, so I really don't know how to count calories and all of that stuff. But I know that if I put together meals, it will be much easier because before that, I will make some dinner. And by the time my husband got home, we will all end up eating super late, and they will all have seconds. And that's one thing that I don't want them to do no more because I know that that is super unhealthy. All of this, it's going to help us in the long run. It's going to help us with our proportions and also with our pocket. I did have all of my seasonings, but what I spent for this entire week was around $150. And let me know down in the comments if you guys want me to share with you guys how much we actually spent for an entire week, because like I said, this is something that we are going to continue doing. It is helping me a lot, and I just want to continue saving my time, my energy in the kitchen, and also my budget. I did season all the meats like you guys saw at the beginning, left them in the fridge for about 4 hours. And while that was marinating, I did put some veggies in the oven at 425 degrees for about 20 minutes. I did season them with oil, salt and pepper. You can use olive oil. I didn't have no olive oil, so I did use canola oil. I did cook the grains, which it was the 2 type of beans, and I did also made some rice. I don't know what happened with that clip, but I made some red rice. That is one of my kids' favorite rice. I made 2 cups of rice to put them for 2 different meals. We did made some shrimp, so I'm gonna combine the shrimp with the rice, and also 1 type of a chicken. I do buy the big bag of chicken, and with that big bag, I made 2 different meals for a family of 6. And what I did for this week is that the same veggies that I use for the shrimp, I'm gonna also use them for the other meals, trying to use the same ingredients with the meals, but with different ingredients. And that way you're not spending too much money, but you're also giving that different flavor when you're combining your meals. I cooked all of our meats in the cast iron griddle, but you can also use the regular grill or even a pan. But I just feel that seeing the lines on the meat, it feels like you're eating grilled food. And all of our seasonings that we add in, and also leaving them marinated for a couple of hours or even overnight, it gives the meat so much flavor. And even though you're not doing a fancy meal, having all those flavors, it feels like you're eating a meal that it's been done on that same day. Another thing that I don't like to do is that when I'm cooking my meats, I don't like to overcook them, because you have to keep in mind that once you're ready to eat them, you're going to put them in the microwave, and that's going to take more time to cook the food. I'm going to put the shrimp fajitas in the oven at 400 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes. Again, you don't want to overcook your shrimp because you don't want to have sandy shrimp. And then once we have all of our foods, we're going to start combining everything together. Our shrimp is still cooking, and while that is cooking, you guys have seen that I started combining all of our foods while I was cooking at the same time. I'm going to put the meat together with the Peruvian beans. I love the pinto beans, but personally, I prefer the Peruvian and the black beans, and also the kidney beans. Those are really good as well. But you can use any type of grain that you would love. I didn't put any veggie on this meal in particular, but obviously when we're ready to eat it, I'm gonna make a guacamole to combine it with it, and also eat it with some tortillas. But you are more than welcome to add in any veggie in here, or if you can make yourself a salad, that way you can have some greens. I am going to combine the rice with the shrimp fajitas, and again, we're going to eat this with some tortillas. All about preference. My husband doesn't like to eat tortillas with the shrimp, so usually when he eats the shrimp, he combines them with some saltines. And now for the chicken, I did make 2 different types of chicken, even though that both are going to be done in the griddle. They have different seasonings and they taste completely different. I did combine this chicken with some of the extra veggies that I used on the fajitas. and I believe I did combine them with the ground beef. And then for the other chicken, I did combine that chicken with broccoli. This is going to help you in your budget as well. Like I was talking about it at the beginning, that I did use the same veggies on some of the meals, and that way I was able to save money, but at the same time, I was able to put dinners that were all different, but with the same veggies, the same meats, but with different flavors. And that way you don't feel like you're eating the same thing and you don't get bored. The last meat that it has to be cooked is the lemon cilantro chicken. This one, you guys have to try it out. It is really delicious. Let me know down in the comments, have you ever tried meal preps? And if you did, why is the reason you did the meal prepping? Last year, I did start a meal prepping because of our health. And this year, I still want to do and focus on our health, but this is more because my kids enjoy it. They don't have to wait until I make dinner, and they can just come and heat it up in the microwave and eat the proper portions, and also teaching them how to eat healthier. And these are the 5 meal ideas that I have for this week. I hope you guys enjoy this. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, also subscribe, and let me know what do you guys think about these meals for this week. Yeah, that it's all extra, and I'm gonna leave it in there because with all of the meats, some of the meats or some of the meals need like lemon and then chopped onion, which I have them in there. And some of them are gonna be like tacos with cheese, and so that's why I left everything in here. But you gotta work with what you have. I end up using 3 containers that are not the same because I didn't have enough, and the same with the mason jars. I combined the big ones and the small ones, which they're the same amount of ounces, so that really didn't matter. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and probably helpful for your meal planning. I am not a professional. I am barely starting. Last year I did start it, never finished it, never continued, and there's still a lot of things that I have to learn. But I am really happy that my week, it's gonna be out of the kitchen. Well, not 100% because I still have, to a little prepped for the tortillas and lemons and everything, but that's only when you're serving. So I literally caught up a lot of hours in my day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe, and also go check out that breakfast ideas that I had for this week, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. We said we hold on, but now it's over. It can't be over. Oh.